Hey now, Steve Stevens for Bionic Buzz. We're here at Art's Radio Dream Launch 10th anniversary here at Steve Resnik's Rock and Roll Mansion. The event features many icons in the radio and record industry, so let's go see who we can talk to. So Joey, here at Bionic Buzz, we're all about people's passion. I want to know where your passion from radio first began. Was it a certain age or was it a certain broadcast you listened to that inspired you to get into it, you know?
When I was a kid, I gave myself a hickey so that I could prime the pump and give girls the right idea. That's why I got into radio. That's my passion. My passion was women.
Yeah.
And I kind of like music, but it was mostly women.
I think when most people start a band in high school, it's for that reason.
And then it was something else, too.
Yeah.
And I like money.
Yes.
And I like cars.
Uh-huh.
Where are we going with radio?
Okay. Yeah, I want to know about your career. This is a time capsule here. Where did you first begin?
Well, I went to radio so I could have all the things I just mentioned.
Yeah.
What do you think? Radio was only in access, actually. You know, they call it all that. You know what this is here? This piece, too. I thought it was a display. It's something.
It's a real drink.
It's a nice thing here.
So where did you first go to school? Where did you first get a job radio? How'd you get it? You know?
I won a contest on television.
Okay.
Bill Mazer was a sports announcer, and he had an announcer of the future contest, and I was in high school.
And where was this at?
Buffalo.
Okay.
And before he came to New York, he's a very smart, good sports guy. He had a photographic memory. I didn't. I was a kid, and I entered the contest, and I got some of my school friends to, in those days we had mimeograph machines.
Oh, yeah.
So we took the votes, and we signed them and mimeographed them. So I won. But then the agency came in and said, wait a minute, these are all duplicated. You know, they didn't get the votes from different people. They got all the votes from us. And they said, we can't give you the money because, you know, it's not really legal. But we think you're full of crap. You ought to be in sales. So I got in sales. That's what I did. And I went to a foreign language station and I sold time. And I was pretty good at it. You know, I liked selling time. And I also wanted to get on the air, but nobody would let me on the air. So finally I sent my tape to someone in Ohio, and it was not even my tape. It was someone else's, and I got hired. But then I had to become him.
Oh.
And that never worked.
Yeah.
So they let me go.
Wow.
So I was a phony from the beginning, just like Bruce Springsteen said. You see the one-man show with him?
Yeah.
You know, this is magic. I mean, everybody does what they want to do at 13, 15 years old, 18. Where was I? 18 at that time.
Okay.
So, you know, I was traveling. My father let me use car. And it was a 1939 Impala, or whatever the hell it was. And I went to Syracuse, and I lived with Morton Downey Jr.
Oh, wow.
And he was a pathological, well, he was fun.
I like that.
And we were good buddies, you know. And I remember that, well, I remember a lot of things, but he got fired for making fun of the nuns on the radio on the morning show. Because you didn't do that in those days in Syracuse, New York. You know?
Oh.
That's where I was at that time.
Yeah.
And then we went, he called me from Hartford and said, you're on your way to New York. I got a job for you. I'm 19, I got my father's car. I never left the state. So now I'm in Connecticut, and he says, I got a place for you to live. I'm the program director. Well, I got there. He didn't have a place to live. He was at the Y. He wasn't the program director. He got the guy fired who just died 2 weeks ago, one of the guys there. I even forgot his name. Anyway, it's all, you know, it's all built on fantasy. And a lot of people don't understand, even in the computer world, what do we say? We say that the thing that I really hate it, they say content is king. It's bullshit. Content is not king. Image is king.
Yes.
Because it's not what is, it's what you think it is.
That's true.
So at this point in my life, I'm full of image. Content and other stuff. But you know, the thing is to take this career and put it in place. Now, most of us, and I think with all the people you've interviewed here, if they really got honest, and I think they can, they will tell you they got on because they wanted to be heard, they wanted to be accepted, and they wanted to have fun, and they wanted to also be famous.
Yeah.
And maybe they wanted to be rich, and maybe they also wanted to forget the music. You know, I mean, we made so much of the music that we forgot that what killed us was the Beatles.
Yeah.
And I quit radio right after the Beatles hit because I knew then, well, they were bigger than us. See, before that, we were the guys that led everybody to the trough.
Oh, okay.
And then after the Beatles came, they didn't need us anymore. They put us aside. Then you had Bill Drake, who had Boss Radio. He was the boss. You know, I mean, what they did was they found music to play at a certain time for a certain crowd for the certain reasons. I mean, it's bull, because it doesn't work that way.